Have you ever wondered how a moment of silence can change your entire life? Today, I'm going to tell the story of a successful CEO who, in just 5 minutes, discovered something that transformed the way he leads, thinks, and lives. And believe it, it doesn't involve self-help books, motivational speeches, or any complex technique, just a simple experience with a silent gardener. It all started on an ordinary morning. The CEO, let's call him Daniel, was overwhelmed. His schedule was packed, decisions weighed heavily on his shoulders, and he felt that, despite having everything, something essential was missing. He was trapped in a cycle of constant action, running from meeting to meeting, answering emails, and trying to control every detail of his business. And even with all the success, a quiet restlessness consumed his mind. It was during a business trip to a small town that he found something that would change everything. While walking through an old garden, he noticed an elderly gardener working calmly, trimming plants, adjusting flowers, and simply observing. Nothing seemed urgent, nothing seemed rushed. Daniel, curious and slightly frustrated by the contrast with his busy life, decided to approach the asked, "Sir, how long does it take to maintain this garden like this?" The gardener smiled, unhurried. "More time than you think, but each plant has its own right time. Rushing doesn't help any of them." Daniel, impatient, replied, "But isn't it boring to just watch them?" The gardener remained silent, gently adjusting a crooked leaf. After a few seconds that felt like minutes to Daniel, he finally said, "Sometimes, the greatest action is simply observing." That phrase echoed in Daniel's mind. He was used to constantly acting, solving everything immediately. But what if observing, reflecting, and being present could be as powerful as acting? At that moment, he decided to try something different. Just stand there, silently watching the gardener work. For 5 minutes, Daniel allowed himself to disconnect from the outside world. He heard the wind, noticed the sound of the leaves, observed small details he had never noticed, the color of a petal, the shape of a root, the nearly imperceptible movement of a bee landing on a flower. And for the first time in years, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time: clarity. The transformation didn't happen by accident. Mindful attention to the simple and the silent allowed Daniel to notice patterns and connections he had never seen in his own business. He realized that leading wasn't just about making quick decisions or solving problems immediately. Leading also meant observing, understanding, listening, and allowing the natural rhythm of things to guide his actions. And here lies the gardener's greatest secret: the power of silence and conscious observation. Instead of rushing to fix everything, he shows us that sometimes the answer is right in front of us. We just need to stop and see it. After those 5 minutes, Daniel returned to his routine with a new perspective. He began applying the same principle in meetings, strategic decisions, and even in the way he communicated with his team. He realized that listening carefully and noticing significant details produced more results than hasty actions. Silence became a powerful tool, and patience, a strategic ally. But don't think it was simple to implement. Daniel faced resistance from his own fast-paced mind, from a team used to immediate decisions, and from old habits that seemed impossible to break. However, he maintained the daily practice of 5 minutes of silent observation, and slowly, everything began to change. His ability to make precise decisions, the quality of his interactions, and even his own well-being improved significantly. Here's the first lesson we can take away. The power to transform dose in tea lie only in doing, but in noticing. Often, we're so busy chasing solutions that we don't realize the answers are already around us. Daniel learned that stopping, observing, and reflecting, even for just 5 minutes, could have more impact than hours of unconscious effort. The second lesson is about rhythm and patience. Just as garden plants need time to grow, our ideas, projects, and even relationships require a natural pace. Forcing processes or rushing decisions almost always produces shallow results. Observing and respecting the right time for each thing is what creates lasting growth. And the third lesson, perhaps the most powerful of all, is that simplicity is the key to depth. Daniel didn't need complex strategies, advanced tools, or elaborate techniques. He needed silence, attention, and presence. Sometimes, what seems simple is actually the deepest and most effective solution. Now, imagine applying this in your own life. How much time do you actually spend observing? How much time do you allow yourself to just be present, without rushing, without distractions, without trying to fix everything immediately. 5 minutes may seem short, but constant practice transforms not only decisions, but your entire way of perceiving and interacting with the world. Here's a challenge for you. Today, take 5 minutes of your day. Find a quiet place, take a deep breath, and just observe. Pay attention to small details, the things that usually go unnoticed. You might be surprised by what you discover about the world, the people around you, and most importantly, yourself. Before we wrap up, reflect on this. Who or what is the silent gardener in your life? It could be a mentor, a meditation practice, or even this simple 5-minute mindful observation. The secret lies in learning to listen and observe. Remember, action without perception can be wasted energy, but conscious observation creates real transformation. If this story touched you, and you want to learn more about how small practices can create big changes, leave a comment below. I want to know how you will apply this silent gardener's secret in your life. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button so we can continue bringing powerful stories like this. Because the truth is simple. Sometimes, stopping and observing is the first step to creating something extraordinary. And now, I want you to do it today. 5 minutes of silence, 5 minutes of attention, and get ready to notice changes you never imagined.